NBC News on KCAA Loma Linda, sponsored by Teamsters Local 1932, protecting the future of working families. Teamsters1932.org.
All right, good evening. Welcome to the Farron Dozier Show on KCAA Radio, 106.5 FM, 1050 AM. Also streaming from the KCAA Radio.com website and nbrradio.us. We got to bless the show before we get started. Let's go. When I was in my mother's womb, I had a calling on my life to do something in the glory of God and marry it like a wife. Commit myself to his word and never be led astray. And when it's all over, when he comes, I'll be glad to see that day in the morning time. Well, all right. Good afternoon or good evening, depending on where you're located at. Welcome to the Farron Dozier Show on KCAA Radio, 106.5 FM, 1050 AM. Also streaming from the KCAA Radio.com website, the station that leaves no listener behind, and nbradio.us. So make sure you go to all the NB Radio platforms. You can catch us streaming over there. The YouTube pages of the Sports Collective, of the Farron Dozier Show, of the NBR platforms, also on Roku TV. So if you're at your house, you can go to Roku, type in NB Radio, download that channel, and you can watch us and all my veteran brothers and sisters who are proud to be a part of the NBR platform, giving veterans a voice to share their stories, to express themselves, first responders. So just go there, nbradio.us, and check out all my fellow brothers and sisters at arms who are sharing their stories and their platforms. Got some great shows, very, very impactful shows on this network. So yes, we're streaming on 2 platforms simultaneously, simulcast, however you want to call it. Sunday nights at 8 p.m. Tonight we have another Sports Collective Media TV radio segment as well. So we got Coach Will, we got a special guest, looking for Robert Lamar, we're looking for a sports log, sports post for some NBC highlights on that professional level. But it is September, Sickle Cell Awareness Month for sure. But also I saw that it was Suicide Prevention Month in September as well. So those two are actually near and dear to my heart because of life. I mean, what else? Life experiences around my sickle cell trait inherited gene. And then also dealing with some, depression and anxiety and suicide ideations. There's nothing to be ashamed about that. Everybody's dealing with something. You just got to be willing to tell the truth to yourself, right? So in the spaces of the sickle cell trait awareness, very important. If you want information, make sure you visit wdconsct.org for your information there. For sickle cell trait awareness. It is very important. I have sickle cell trait myself, and as I share on this platform, this is one of the main reasons why I'm even here on the radio, is to share that information. But there are other things in life that we care about, and we want to share the platform with others. But for sickle cell trait, wdconsct.org. Inherited gene, a lot of people just aren't educated. Sometimes if you use the word ignorant, that's a trigger for people because they want to be called ignorant. Ignorant just means you have a lack of knowledge. So we teach knowledge around sickle cell trait awareness, education, and prevention. That is my life after the military, after 24 years of service. And so as an advocate for that gene, I'm out speaking wherever, elementary schools, middle schools, high schools, churches, colleges, military bases, concerts. We do it all around that conversation. Some basic facts. Sickle cell trait is an inherited gene. That means you're born with it. It is not a skin color. It is a bloodline. So if you have ancestors who were near the equator or malaria, where malaria is present, you too could have a gene like sickle cell trait. It's just one of 1,000 different other types of red blood cell conditions. Sickle cell trait is only one type of 1,000 plus. You have alpha thalassemia, beta thalassemia, C trait, D trait, OA-RAB, Monroe. I'm not about to give you all 1,000 plus, but a lot of other red blood cell conditions. And for some reason, sickle cell trait seems to be the main one that stands out. Why? Is it because we're black? Is it because we're black? That's what they say. That's what they say. It's a black G, but you know what? We own that because, of course, in Africa, those parts of the country, malaria is present. So, hey, you know what? Our population was able to survive malaria because of that sickle cell trait gene. So we own that number one spot. The Latin community is number two. So you could be Caucasian, Mediterranean, Asian descent, European. You got to get the blood test done, which is the hemoglobin electrophoresis test. That's the only way you're going to find out. It's unfortunate that still today, athletes, military personnel, people enjoying their life have collapsed and died from sickle cell trait exertion with rhabdomyolysis. This platform being a part of Denver, Colorado, Ronnie Hillman of the Denver Broncos lost his life a few years ago to sickle cell trait and a rare kidney cancer. So this conversation is very important. In July, preseason football, 2 athletes lost their life. One 2 days in college, 2 days into practice, preseason practice, he died. Another had a heart attack on in college. So it's important. You know, the NCAA made it mandatory for all student athletes to have a sickle cell trait test done or sign a waiver because of athletes have been dying and collapsing from sickle cell trait. Same with the military. The military has been testing soldiers for years. However, the Army started retesting their soldiers in 2020. They started retesting their Army soldiers because they were only testing for anemia because the sickle cell trait, like myself in the Army, had some complications. And so they started retesting all the soldiers on their annual physicals and the new recruits. So shouts out to the military, the Army especially. The Air Force, they found my trait. But the Air Force tests for the sickle cell trait, the Marines, the Navy, because of their job skills. However, now the Army is now officially retesting their soldiers. They're actually doing a study to find out why some African Americans have sickle cell trait complications and some don't. But my heart hurt when I saw those 2 college athletes collapse and die. One was a heart attack, which they're going to do some research, but the other one was definitely sickle cell trait and rhabdomyolysis related. And so I had to question myself to see if I was doing enough. Of course, that's where the mind goes, the subconscious mind goes. Are you doing enough? It starts to question yourself. Are you doing enough? Are you doing enough? Well, I can't be at every high school. I can't be at every college. I can't be at every military base. But I can be at the areas of and the locations of where I am. So I had to check myself. Am I doing enough? Yeah, maybe I can do a couple more high schools, a couple more colleges. I'm not going to wait for grants. I'll use my own money if that's what it takes. I'll use my own gas. That's how I started. So I'm going to go back to my grassroots, you know, from day one and make sure that I go out and have this message and share this message with these athletes and coaches and trainers and soldiers. Which leads to the other part of this month said it was Suicide Prevention Month, right? And for some reason, you know, that is a very touchy subject for some, right? And suicide for me is the label, right? That's the label we're talking about. But when you peel that label off, what's going on in that life? It's difficult. It's difficult for many people. I've had soldiers that completed their life. My friend's son completed his life. I've had relatives. So it is a very impactful, sensitive discussion that needs to be addressed. And so for me, you know, what does that look like? For me, it was the future of uncertainty, right? But even the future of uncertainty is the label. I had to really go back and deal and peel off some layers. And what I discovered for myself in my journey is that we live as human beings, we live in these spaces of, I'm on my own, I don't belong, there's something wrong, and I'm not, whatever your I'm not is, right? So we all silently have an I'm not good enough, I'm not worth it, I'm not smart enough, I'm not this, I'm not that. But where does that stuff even come from? It could come from a place of disappointment. It could come from a place of something happening in life and you don't understand, or you didn't understand what was going on as a child, as a younger age, that the brain is developing, and we're having these conversations with ourselves and just don't realize that the thoughts that we have or the things that happen to us. So it's very, very important. Our veterans take their life one every 65 minutes, is what they say. We know it's more than that, but that's the military. And as you've seen, our children, we've got to take care of our children. What is it with our children? Well, parents, you got to look back and remember what it was for you to be a child and how important that sense of belonging is. That sense of belonging is important. And as parents, you want to have your child stay connected to you. You want to have that relationship with your child, but there's going to be a point that that child's going to be disappointed in us at some point. You didn't come to my game. You don't care. But the brain of a child, we have to understand that that child needs to have some kind of conversation, communication with that child. And as adults, if we tell the truth, some of us are still dealing with those things from our past too. And I believe it's time to, stop talking about it and talk from it. We've got to be able to talk from these conversations so people can get some real help, some real support. When I looked at, I'm not good enough, I'm on my own, there's something wrong, and I don't belong. Shoot, that happens today sometimes even. But I had to do the work. I had to be the work to find out where those things were coming from, so that when I discovered where they were coming from, I had to challenge myself to see if those were true. Well, guess what? They were not necessarily true anymore. But it's work. And that's what we share on this platform. That's what we share in the community around our athletes are so important. The identity crisis of a soldier or an athlete, that you wear that uniform for so many years, and then when you take that uniform off, who are you? I had to rediscover who Farron was after 24 years of military service. So that's what we talk about here. We talk about a lot of things: sports highlights, mental health, mental toughness, veteran conversations. You might find a stranger might come in here one day and sit next to me and be a guest, because that's how important these conversations are. So shouts out to my man, Alan Emmanuel. He was unavailable today. That's my usually my mental toughness segment, my therapist buddy, but he's not here today. So, I got to hold it down anyway. So we're going to play some PSAs. I see our guests is in the waiting room. I see coaches down there waiting for Sports Log. Robert Lamar, I guess you see how you had such a great Thursday, Friday night. Where are you at, man? All right. So let's get back into the show. Again, the Farron Dozier Show on KCA Radio 106.5 FM. If you're in the Inland Empire and you're in your car and you're listening to me on the radio, grab your device, type in kcaaradio.com, click listen live or watch live, and you can catch us streaming live right now from the website and on all the MBR or MBR platforms. All right, here we go.
Opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Some of us still carry the burden of battle. It threatens to drown us in our everyday lives. In battle, we had our weapons and combat gear to keep us safe, to keep us confident. But when we returned home, we were not armed with weapons and gear to cope with our own minds. I was lucky to find my combat gear, my mental weapon, and it's called Calmago. Calmago is a drug-free device that allows you to achieve calm in less than 3 minutes in moments of anxiety, stress, anger, panic, or insomnia, not with medication, but rather by activating the parasympathetic nervous system through breathing regulation and multisensory stimulation. A recent study has shown that Calmago decreases PTSD and anxiety levels in veterans, helping those who are suffering and having a long-lasting effect. Visit Calmago.com to learn how you can get Calmago through the VA or with a special veterans discount code.
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm blessed, my brother. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Hey, did you see the game last night?
Oh, that was a good game.
But did you see the shot?
I lost money from that shot.
Oh, man, that shot was cold,
I
man.
hated it, but it was good. Damn. What's in those jeans?
You really want to know?
I do.
Exhaustion, muscle spasms, asthmatic issues, unexpected sickle cell trait crises.
Damn. Are you serious? When I was young, I found out I had sickle cell trait. My mom's told me, but I ain't have no knowledge of it. But when I got older, I had a child, and the doctor told me my daughter has sickle cell trait. You know the facts that both parents have sickle cell trait? There's a 50% chance the child may have the trait, and 25% chance the child may have the disease.
Hey, that's what's the count. Do you know that 2.5 million people in the United States have sickle cell trait, 300 million people globally? I didn't find out I had sickle cell trait until I was in the Army, 10 years. Next thing you know, I had a sickle cell trait exertion site.
Sickle cell? I thought that was a black gene or something.
Nah, man, the Latin community is number 2. 1 out of 36,000 babies are being born with sickle cell disease. You could be Caucasian, Mediterranean, European. You gotta know your bloodline, man. There is an inherited gene in our community that has been forgotten. The name is sickle cell trait. WDCONSCT, also known as What's the Count, is out to bring awareness, education, and prevention to people all over the globe. Want more information? Call us now at 323-215-5384 or visit www.wdconsct.org. Again, welcome back to the Farron Dozier Show on KCAA Radio 106.5 FM, 1050 AM. Also streaming from the KCAA radio.com website. The station leaves no listener behind. Also, mbradio.us on all their streaming platforms, YouTube, what else? Roku TV, like we all over the place tonight. All right, let me bring up Coach, because this is my teammate right here. Let me get the teammate on deck. What's up, yo?
Yo, what's up? What's going on, man?
How you be, man?
Doing fantastic. Great night, great weekend. You know what I mean? Fresh off a win, so I'm feeling good.
Fresh off the W.
Yeah. Team's doing well, so I'm excited.
What do you want to say about that so far, man? Anything?
I mean, they're cooking, man. You know, a lot of hard work being put in, and you can see it on and off the field. And I'm just enjoying the process and seeing how these young men are buying in to, you know, how a great program can be ran. So I'm enjoying it.
It's cool, man. You're a father and a coach. How do you separate the two, man? Is it the same feeling for both?
It's like, you know, no, man, it's two different avenues. Been a coach much longer because, you know, I've been the coach much longer than he's been alive. So, you
that's
know,
that's true.
You got to keep those two things separate. I don't even get to coach him. You know, I'm on the freshman field on the back end, you know, enjoying developing talent and things like that. I'm big on developing talent and giving the kids a chance to become better. You know, it's kind of easy sometimes to coach the guy who has the skill, you know, that baller is kind of easy to coach him, but to help guys come along and see the process and the growth and the maturity is a big deal. So you know, and as far as coaching him, for me, it's always been a big deal. Just, you have to believe in who you surround yourself with, right? It's a part of your tribe. And this is I think he's just became a part of a very strong tribe, and it's exciting to watch, man.
Cool, man. I appreciate you. We definitely gonna get into some more of that conversation
Yeah.
because of our special guest tonight. Matter of fact, let's bring him on deck. He's been back there for a little bit. Chris Farron, how you doing, sir?
What's up, yo? What's up? What's going on, fellas?
Good. Everything's
Coach
good.
Will, how you doing?
How you doing? How you doing? How's everything?
Oh man, good. Look, I have two. You know they're always here at practice. Come say hi, ladies.
Hey, what's happening, ladies?
They've been waiting. I told them this evening. They were like, "What? We're gonna be famous?"
yeah, something like that.
That's right. Yeah. The girls are always there down point. They keep coach on his toes. You know, one of his daughters, like I said, she's like a little coach herself. You know what I mean? She's out there with her notepad, and she's that they do a great job. You know what I mean? Keeping them going. So it's a good energy.
Gotta have the family with you, man. We appreciate you for your time tonight too.
Hey, I appreciate you guys having me on. Thank you so much.
Do me a favor, just introduce yourself, give a little bit of background.
I am Coach Chris Farley. I am one of the coaches there at Los Alamitos. I also happen to be the head coach for the freshman team. Coach Will is alongside, helping get things going. I played football my whole life. Had opportunities to play at a lot of places, and I chose to walk on at Ohio State. Went through some grind, made the team, and right as roster season came, my knee just got blown out, and it never came back. But the fact that it was able to get there and be able to show these young men like what it's like, right? If you really want to go at something, it's anything is possible. So I mean, and I make sure these girls know that too. Along the way, I got a girl over here that's never played lacrosse until last year, and this year she made three teams, right?
She got it honest.
So right.
I just appreciate it. They get it a lot from my wife. She's also in the military. She also does things for our government. And she's currently gone, but I told her I might FaceTime you for this just so I can get it. She's like, no, don't do that. And I was like, well, I'm gonna do it. So it's possible. But that's where we're at right now. I mean, it's just a blessing. I came out here last year. I started working at their school. Shout out to the Rossmore Knights, right? And then I just so happened to walk into the school, and they're like, hey, can you please be part of this program? And
nice.
It's been going nonstop since.
You know, I would love to have another separate conversation with you about your background in sports career, but for you dealing with that, I call that the fourth down segment for myself. What was that fourth down like for you, man, when you had to change that career?
You know, look, some people hold on to it, right? For me, it's not about that. I've lived that life. I went as far as I could go, and I mean, let's call it what it is. I was never going to make it beyond this point. I could have been lucky, sure, if I would have went to one of the schools that I had scholarships for. Who knows? But I never look at it like that. I try every time a young man comes in front of me. I try to teach them how to be a man, because Coach will testify that usually when we have our conversation, it falls into, if you look around, 3 of you out of you 50 guys are going to go to a Power 5. And out of that, 1% is going to make it to the next level. Like, you have to learn how to be a man. You have to know what's coming next. You have to understand what it's like to push through difficult situations. And we try to do that for them, right? We try to give them adversity as much as we can and try to push them not to be average, to be the best version of themselves. And that's all we're trying to do out on the field, in the community. Like, we hold them to standards. So I mean, that's what it's like.
I appreciate you for saying that, because, you know, as we talk about all these different things in life that are happening, that identity crisis for us as men is enough alone, right? And then you add a uniform to something like that, right? And then you're talking about that transition in school from elementary to middle school and middle school to high school. Like, those are some identity crises that life takes on itself too. So you add all of that, trying to figure out who we are as people, who's going to help develop that life with that, right? And
I agree.
appreciate you.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like I said, these young men they've rang the bell so far of every obstacle we put at them. The next part is that I'm going to push to them this week is like, hey, let me see the grades, right? I'm gonna start pulling grades. We have over 100 clubs at our high school.
Wow.
They need to now start finding a way to be part of the club and push themselves, because if they're trying to broaden themselves academically, playing football is not going to be enough anymore. We all know it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have the grades. You have to have extracurricular stuff, and the sooner you start, the better it looks.
Yeah.
I don't care if you join the video game club. If you're the president of a club, put it down. Right? I don't care.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm not the teaching the ability not to lose yourself in the sport and in those things. I think that's huge. So I appreciate you for saying that, Coach.
And that's I felt like that was a big reason why you were like a perfect fit for the show. So when you're wondering, you're like, why me? And I'm like, because you have something. We talk so much about offers, right? Next level, 4-star, 5-star recruitment. We talk about so many things, and this aspect of what you can bring to the game, right, and to the conversation of the process, right? You had opportunity, but you took the long way to follow your dream. You bet on you, and you went to Ohio State. The next thing, when you look at the next thing that when you talk about having an injury that kind of made you have to transition into a different phase of football. And this is something that I try to give to like my 7-on-7 guys, right, or my off-season guys that I'm training with. What it is this: you can honor any shield. There's the CFL, there's the NFL, CFL, right, USFL. There's all these new leagues and ways to honor some sort of shield. You don't just have to do that through playing the game on the field. You can become a coach. You can become an executive. You can become something that knowledge can be applied to the sport still, because the owners are looking for those type of people who not only understand the transition of the game, but know the sport as well, right? Like that's what makes the new executives, like the Larry Bird. I'll just say Larry Bird, for example, right? Like that's what made him special as an executive, because he knew the sport. Mm-hmm. So I just look at, what you offered and conversation and the reality check that it's consistent. The way you hold the guys accountable is something that you learn that I think that you're really staying in the environment with. Even with the varsity guys, I watch the way that these guys come up to you. They come to you for advice. They come to you for many different things, I bet, and I can see it. So I really thought that was great, and then understanding your wife being a part of the military and things like that. And there we go. You know what I mean? I knew that would be special. I knew that would be special. Yeah. I knew that would be special for, my guy, that this is a perfect show. I think that your family were a perfect fit for a topic for us tonight.
I appreciate it. Like I said, guys, Will, it's humbling, right? I just try to do right by the guys. And obviously we've gone through some stuff already as a team, and it's important, right? And things like this are important, and they're going to learn from here. And there's nothing better than being able to say, hey, not taking credit for any of it, just being a part along for the journey. Be like, keep your head up, young man. Like, one of the things I take it from Don Staley all the time, you just handle difficult or handle hard better. Right? It doesn't get easier over time. It never changes. You just handle it better as you get older.
Right.
That's all I'm just trying to instill on these guys, right? I learned from other coaches, and I just try to pass that on. I have not a wealth of what most people can have, but I try to give what I can get or give back to what I give to these guys, and even to the younger kids, right? I was lucky enough to my kids played flag football, never played before. My youngest daughter I love her to death, right? It's just, she just out there playing for no reason.
Where'd she go? Where did she go? She left the school. Where did she go?
Yeah, she's gone now. She's
Oh,
fine.
okay.
She's gone. She's gone. She's gone. She loves life, man. She just loves life. But Aubrey, she's constantly like, hey, when's the away game? Can I be on the bus? I want to be there, right? Like, she's just
I was telling the guys, like, this girl's amazing. She's like really like locked in, you know what I mean? And that's special, man, especially with the new transition of the game, right? Flag football is a high school sport that the girls can get scholarships from, things like that. Now it's becoming an Olympic sport. Like, it's off the chain, and I really love the opportunity that it provides for the young ladies that have that kind of energy. You know, I have a young daughter who's a crazy athlete. She's a crazy, man. So I know this is something that is just coming. So that, again, even that, right? Like, being a father, like on this side, being a coach, being a father, what is that like, mentoring these kids and kind of, like I said, keeping this reality in check, but kind of still pushing the dream. What is that like for you?
Well, I got to tell you, so it's funny you asked that, because Aubrey hit me with one earlier this week. She asked me, what was it? Was it your favorite team?
Yeah, what's your favorite team that you've coached?
What's my favorite team? Ooh. Knowing that I've coached her in multiple, right? And I was like, and then she hit me with, she's just like her mom, right? She hit me with the choose wisely, right? Like, just let me know.
Look, no right answer.
Right. But I will, same answer, still put on the spot. It would be her last year's team. Some of the girls have never played before, right? It's flag football, whatever they have going on in the community here. These girls came together and they practiced hard. We went to different locations where they just had it and they just worked on their own. They worked on the playbook. I never set foot on the field. All the other coaches were on the field. And we're talking, mind you, we're talking 7, 8-year-olds, or 7 to 8, or was it 8 to 9?
8 to 9.
8 to 9-year-old girls, some that have never played. Calling the plays from the sideline, got it, execute. Sometimes I looked at them and I said, dealer's choice, y'all choose, right? I'm instilling power on them. Yeah. And honestly, refs, coaches, and leagues are like, how did you get them to do it? I'm like, you just got to trust them.
Exactly.
Right? Teach them the fundamentals. That's what practice, and that's what we tell these guys now. You do everything you can in practice, because when it comes to the game, you're just there to help maintain the focus for the young men. They what they're doing.
They call it coaching at that moment, but we're not coaching anymore. We're just guiding you right now. You know what I mean? And we're hoping that the coaching is setting in already at this point.
Every week, right? I already know I get my 10,000 steps because all I'm doing is walk.
Right. Now, man, you've been doing a great job. He's been kicking butt with the offense. He's been doing great. Like, it's been fun.
Which is weird because I'm a defensive guy, right? Like, it's so hard on defense. I'm like, don't do this. But no, it's like I said, I pick your ear all the time. I never come into anything and saying, hey, if not listening to what may work, because anytime you do that, you miss opportunities.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And it's just I'm telling you where we're at in life and in this section of where we live in the school, man, I've never been to anything like this. I'm from the Midwest, right, where everything is just a little slower. People are cool. Right here, I thought it was gonna be fast. People were gonna be like, "You ain't from here, get out." And I don't know what it is. I don't know. My wife and everyone call me a social butterfly, so maybe it helps. But I don't know. I just try to.
Might help.
I just try to.
Gentlemen, this is the Farron Dozier Show on KCA Radio 106.5 FM, 1050 AM. Also, MB radio platforms, Roku TV, name it. It's over there. Just go find us. We're going to play some PSAs and then come back and finish up. We got Sports Log here. We got Robert Lamar down there. We got to get some highlights. Got to get some sports highlights here on the Farron Dozier Show. We'll be right back.
Get ready for an epic collaboration as MB Radio and Patriot Radio join forces. These veteran-owned stations are uniting to bring you top-notch, veteran-run podcasts, along with your favorite classic rock music 24/7. Stay tuned for the ultimate radio experience that celebrates our heroes and plays the tunes that never get old. From engaging discussions to timeless hits, this partnership has everything you need for your listening pleasure. Don't miss out on this exciting new chapter in radio history as MB Radio and Patriot Radio come together to rock your world. Introducing J&J Beard Co., your go-to destination for high-quality handmade and natural beard products. Our family-owned business, based in New Jersey, prides itself on using the finest ingredients to bring you premium products that will elevate your grooming routine. Each product is carefully crafted with love and expertise, ensuring that you get the best hair for your beard. Treat yourself to the luxury of J&J Beard Co. and experience the difference that true quality and craftsmanship can make for your beard. Join the J&J Beard Co. family today and unleash the full potential of your facial hair with our exceptional products. Find them on the web at jjbeardco.com. That's jjbeardco.com.
Zetovia salve, made from natural and organic ingredients, good for inflammation, poor circulation, hemorrhoids, yeast infection, lip sores, dry coughs, eye pain, minor cuts and bruises, and ready to purchase at botanicaherbalco.com. 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 Do you remember studying sickle cell in biology class? What's the Count on Sickle Cell Trait Prevention is here to bring you awareness, education, and prevention conversations around the risk factors of this inherited gene. Visit wdconsct.org. This is Farron from the Farron Dozier Show, 8 p.m. Pacific Time on KCAA Radio, 106.5 FM, 1050 AM. Also streaming from the KCAA Radio.com website, the station that leaves no listener behind, and MBR Radio. That's right, MBR Radio on all their streaming platforms, including MBR Radio on Roku TV, Sunday nights live, 8 p.m. Pacific Time on KCAA Radio and MBRradio.us. The Farron Dozier Show. For more information, search farrond.com. Again, welcome back to the Farron Dozier Show on KCAA Radio 106.5 FM, 1050 AM. All right, we're going to shuffle the deck real quick. We got everybody's here tonight. So, Sports Log, man, how you doing, man?
What you talking about? What's the count?
Oh, man, I'm down by one right now, man, with 3 seconds on the clock. What should I do?
Down by one. 20-second timeout.
20-second timeout. That's what we're going to take.
Here we go.
All right, so let's bring up
what's happening?
Rob.
Biggest thing in town is college football.
Oh, let's do it.
Let's talk about it.
What you got for us?
College football season is up. Week 1 to this week. Week 0 last week. What is going on? Here we go. This was one of the best college Saturdays in about the last 5 years. We had 2 top teams playing against each other. It was a madhouse. I mean, where do you want to start? College football is retroactive and it's ready to go. Clemson and Georgia yesterday, and then last night you had Notre Dame and West. Oh my God, we just kicked it off. Let's go. College football is in full swing, and we're getting ready for NFL in Thursday.
Ooh.
What's that? 5 days.
Y'all missed Thursday night football.
And then Sunday is full stream. This was our last week free of football. Now we have next Sunday full stream. Here we go.
Chris, man, you got.
What do you want to talk about?
You got a professional team, Chris.
Kansas City going to three-peat?
Hey, so look, remember this is a safe place, gentlemen. I am a Cleveland Brown fan.
You do you.
Be easy. This is hey.
We thank you for hanging out tonight.
Browns could be good this year. It's wide open.
I almost didn't say it.
No, you're good. You're welcome here. Still.
What's up, Rob? The 49ers.
Right.
Oh, we're starting the 49er hate already, huh?
I mean, early enough, I think.
Okay, we play you again. You don't want to do that.
It's early enough. You know.
Hey, first and foremost, let's cut all the noise and let's say shout out to USC upsetting LSU right now. Fight on.
Yeah,
man.
It was some upsets yesterday.
I'm with you. And Chris, I'm with you, Chris. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Tech looks pretty good. No Dame.
Chris, I think Chris played against SC, right?
Hey, look. I watched. I was like, "Hey, fellas, you need one of these?"
It's all comers right now. Bring it on. We got a 12-team playoff. A couple of years ago, they're like, we're going to go from 4 to 6 to 8. And now there's 12-team playoff in the NCAA college bracket, man. Notre Dame, they don't even have a spot. They're going to get a 6th seed.
Who allows that?
Well, they get a spot. They just don't get they don't get a top 4 spot because they don't have a conference.
They don't have a conference. So the top 5 spots.
Yeah.
So they're number 6 at best, and they're going to be playing well this year. Last night's game wasn't a joke.
Yeah, you guys.
Ain't it crazy to see Sports Log's face after all these years?
Right?
Will, look what's playing in the background. You ain't sneaky. Look at hey. Look, I'm just saying, if I see Ari in one, I know I'm just playing.
That's product placement.
I'm playing. Started looking, I'm like, I know that.
Do you see it? Do you see it?
It's okay, Hey, free promo all day. It's okay, Hey, yeah.
Hey, Coach
but
Chris,
hey, what do you guys
writing all those
We're ready for a full slate of college football. It's coming at you.
What do you guys think about Texas? What do you think Texas is going to do?
They look solid. Sarkisian has been recruiting for the moment that they were going to be in the SEC for the last 3 years. So you got to remember, Nick Saban picked Texas and Georgia to play in the SEC championship game. That's what Saban said.
Texas and Georgia, Notre Dame, Georgia. If you pick any other team against Georgia, they'll be there. But Texas looks really good from the start yesterday. Alabama, you can't shut them down.
Yeah.
Alabama looks good.
It's early for me.
I mean, all of the SEC now, with the realignment, SEC, Big 10, Big 12, it's just, come on, grab a spot, get into the playoffs. With 12 teams, it's unprecedented. Look it up in the dictionary. I'm pretty sure.
9 and 3 SEC and Big 10 teams will make the playoffs. You just got to go 9 and 3 if you're in those 2 conferences, and you will make the playoffs. You don't even have to win your conference to make the playoffs. So
you've got to be the best team in your conference.
Right. This is NFL style. You do not want to play the team that
we're absolutely
playoffs. You don't want.
We had 4 teams in the playoffs last year. A couple of years ago, they're like, maybe we'll make 8. Now they're at 12. So they went past expansion. They're like, we're ready to make the college players get theirs, which is absolutely what they should have been doing. The college players are getting theirs. So now we have 12 teams in the playoffs.
You want to know why it's foul, Sports Log? NCAA football is the only NCAA tournament that doesn't have a 1 through 16 seed when we're talking that format.
They're trying to make
16 teams. They're already going to expand it already.
A couple of years ago, we'll go from 4 to 8. Now they're at 12. They're trying to make it more like the NCAA bracket. They're trying to make it like the Final Four. But now the Final Four is just teams. You know what I mean? And Notre Dame, poor Corso yesterday, he's picking Notre Dame. They're independent. They can't get in as a bye, but they can get in on the top 8. And the top 8 beats.
While the deck is clear, let's ask this question.
This is unprecedented.
Hey, Mr. Farron, where do you think Ohio State lands?
Okay. So here's the deal, right? You look at the schedule and you expect, man, after watching it yesterday, I'm not going to lie. I was like,
the winners of the first playoff.
I saw.
They're coming at you. But it's Ohio State, Georgia, Texas. I've had this shirt for a while, but where are they going to come from? They're going to come.
What are we doing? Like, our first play is power toss. We get 9 yards on the next two. It's a screen and a draw. Like, what are we doing? This is not Ohio State football right now. So if we continue to play like that down the schedule,
it's a whole new realm.
I might not be a mentor anymore. Right?
I got muted. It's a whole new realm.
Like every year,
12 teams are going to make the playoffs. We've never seen it.
Every year they're slotted, right? It's based on. I feel for a while they've earned their spots where they're at, right?
Yeah.
Like Clemson a few years ago when they were going through it. These teams have earned their spots to start seeded well.
Yeah.
So take here or there. I don't think it's going to hurt.
To be fair, Chris,
do I think there'll be one
offensive coordinator?
No, I don't think there'll be one. Oh, but they're there, and I do think they'll make a run in the. I definitely think they'll make a run in the playoffs, without a doubt.
I agree.
And just to make sure that we have it settled. Yes, Michigan cheated. I didn't know if we needed. I don't know if we're talking about that today or not.
There's no Harbaugh.
We are
There's
now.
no McCarthy. There's no Colin.
We are now.
My mother-in-law's in from out of town. She's a Michigan fan, and I just she wears the shirt, and I'm like, God, that's
I love it.
Hey, it's just one of those
down
things
with Michigan
where,
last year.
New England cheated too, and nobody did nothing about it. It's just one of those things where if you're not cheating, you're not winning type of deal. But to be fair with Ohio State, Chip Kelly, first-year offensive coordinator. Chip Kelly, a.k.a. Ryan Day, New Hampshire connection. You know, so I think I kind of feel like with a new quarterback, new system, it's going to take about game 6 for you to see what Ohio State truly is. So you can't overreact off of the first week. I mean,
that was only Akron, but you're going to see next week.
Transfer portal. They had the best all season by far. By far.
Definitely.
If those players start to gel, it's over.
Just like anything, though, I think their D-line, right, it's suspect in some spots, right? I think Sonny Styles moving from safety to linebacker is going to be a huge improvement, but he has to learn to play into that role. Like we all know practice and scrimmages, that's great, but until you get the live action,
talk about practice.
Right? Until you get the live action, there's nothing like live action.
Yeah.
And I think once that comes into play more, right, and I think that's why these guys got such a cake schedule right now is because they know things got to get locked in.
Yeah.
You know what, Chris? I'm going to tell you an interesting tidbit about practice. Bear Alexander, USC defensive tackle. There was a big thing about him that he didn't want to practice this year. And basically, he was going to basically leave, but he has his new defensive coach, Eric Henderson, who coached Aaron Donald for all these years. And basically, he got threatened to the point where he said, if you're not going to practice, they're going to ask me about you. Aaron Donald wouldn't even make an absurd demand. What do you think I'm going to tell these GMs about you?
Right.
Get your ass on the practice field. And that's what happened. Yeah, I said that. What you going to do about it?
Aaron Donald.
I'm about to send you off stage. That's what I'm about to do.
You send me off stage, and I'm going to roll down the Redlands, and it's going to be a problem.
Some of us still carry the burden of battle. It threatens to drown us in our everyday lives. In battle, we had our weapons and combat gear to keep us safe, to keep us confident. But when we returned home, we were not armed with weapons and gear to cope with our own minds. I was lucky to find my combat gear, my mental weapon, and it's called Calmago. Calmago is a drug-free device that allows you to achieve calm in less than 3 minutes in moments of anxiety, stress, anger, panic, or insomnia, not with medication, but rather by activating the parasympathetic nervous system through breathing regulation and multisensory stimulation. A recent study has shown that Calmago decreases PTSD and anxiety levels in veterans, helping those who are suffering and having a long-lasting effect. Visit Comigo.com to learn how you can get Comigo through the VA or with a special veterans discount code.
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm blessed, my brother. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Hey, did you see the game last night?
Oh, that was a good game.
But did you see the shot?
I lost money from that shot.
Oh, man, that shot was cold,
I
man.
hated it, but it was good. Damn. What's in those jeans?
You really want to know?
I do.
Exhaustion, muscle spasms, asthmatic issues, unexpected sickle cell trait crises.
Damn. Are you serious? When I was young, I found out I had sickle cell trait. My mom's told me, but I ain't have no knowledge of it. But when I got older, I had a child, and the doctor told me my daughter has sickle cell trait. You know the facts that both parents have sickle cell trait? There's a 50% chance the child may have the trait, and 25% chance the child may have the disease.
Hey, that's what's the count. Do you know that 2.5 million people in the United States have sickle cell trait, 300 million people globally? I didn't find out I had sickle cell trait until I was in the Army, 10 years. Next thing you know, I had a sickle cell trait exertion site.
Sickle cell? I thought that was a black gene or something.
Nah, man, the Latin community is number 2. 1 out of 36,000 babies are being born with sickle cell disease. You could be Caucasian, Mediterranean, European. You gotta know your bloodline, man. There is an inherited gene in our community that has been forgotten. The name is sickle cell trait. WDCONSCT, also known as What's the Count, is out to bring awareness, education, and prevention to people all over the globe. Want more information? Call us now at 323-215-5384 or visit www.wdconsct.org. Due to the fact that Robert Lamar used the 3-letter word and not in the phrase of a donkey, he has been banned from the rest of the show. No, I'm just kidding. This is the Farron Dozier show on KCAA Radio 106.5 FM. So, streaming from KCAA Radio on our website, the station that leaves no listener behind. Let's get the deck back together.
I was mad. It was about to be a problem.
You about to be a problem. You about to be a problem.
It was about to be a problem. Don't ever, don't you ever, I swear. Hey.
Is it bad that I was like, what 3-letter word is it? I was like, it happens so often on TV now. I don't even. I remember as a kid.
We got FCC's laws here. We are AMF and radio. We got some FCC laws here to abide by.
You can't. Never mind. We're not gonna say, but whatever.
Not in the context. Thank you.
This thing, right? That.
Yeah.
Right. That.
Right. Yeah.
Get it.
Just a little quick tidbit. Farron, we are approved for Modern Day and Bishop Gorman next Friday. We are approved.
Okay.
So if you're gonna go, which you're not, you are on the list.
Not this guy, but the other guy on the square over.
Oh, this is over here.
A square over from me, that guy. Yeah, I was gonna say, we need to see you pop out to some
2 minutes. We got 2 minutes.
Some days, man. Tell my guy I said what's up back there. That's my boy over there. You get off of him. He said 2 minutes. Hey, so yeah, we're waiting to see you pop out to some Los Al games too, man. So
no doubt.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Coach Farley, you get the last 45 seconds, man. What do you want to say to the people, man?
Hey, look, anyone that is of anything, you get a chance to help, mentor, push someone to be great. Don't shy away from it. This is your opportunity to really make sure what you leave behind isn't your legacy, it's theirs. Every chance, right? Just make sure your kids aren't always seeing this from you. They're actually seeing you with them. Like I said, I'm very lucky. I'm very lucky. I have 2 great daughters, a fantastic, beautiful wife. So it makes my life very easy, and it's by just doing that, right? I live by how I preach. So I mean, that's it. Anytime you have a problem, you always step up, you meet it head on, and then you just try to teach these young men to do the same. And that's all I try to do. Coach Will, he does a great job. I'm telling you, without him, none of this is possible. And I really appreciate you guys having me on the show. Like it's fantastic.
Appreciate you, Coach. Thank you for coming.
We got 60 seconds left. Coach, what do you want to say, Coach? 10 seconds.
Me?
Hey, man. Hey, let's it's a big year. It's a big year, all across California football, stay locked in, some amazing talent out there. And let's wish all these young men the best and hope that they all reach their goals. They all are fighting. There's millions around the country fighting for the same goal. So let's wish all these young men well, and young ladies as well too, because we see you coming strong.
That's right.
See you coming strong.
Sports Log, you can come off mute. You got 10 seconds, man. What you want to say to the people, man?
1 week till NFL kickoff. Let's go.
Finally, man, after all these years.
Robert Lamar, you got 10 seconds before I hang you up.
Just look at the smile, baby. 10 seconds of this beautiful smile. Check it out.
Hey, Coach, we appreciate you, man. Thanks for hanging out. Shout us out. What's the count?
I appreciate
you, Coach.
Say Babs.